said to the Rockettes, I said, so I'm going to talk a little bit at the end. And they all had this sort of like, great smile on their face. Because they know, because I spend a fair amount of time with them, that there are many voices in this head of mine. And so they're concerned that I'll embarrass myself. But I promised them and my colleagues that I wouldn't really do that. So I spoke to some of you who were at orientation on Sunday morning, and I spoke to you all on Sunday morning. And I think that some of the information I shared bears repeating. We expanded the program this year to 8 weeks, and we did so because we felt there was a great interest in the program. We moved it to the church because of some real estate restrictions at Radio City, which allowed us to have 80 students per week. We allow, I don't know if everyone in the room knows this, but we allow alumni to return without auditioning. And this year, approximately half the 640 spots we had were taken by alumni, which left about 300 available spots for new dancers. And we auditioned about 1,100 kids nationwide. So we take only about 30% of those that actually audition. What's interesting is that once the audition process is complete and the team evaluates them, we choose the students for the invitational week. So this group truly is the cream of the crop of those students. So, my understanding, so I'm going to talk to them for a minute and I'll get back to you. If you guys want to relax for a minute, you can probably do that, drop the bevel thing. So I'm going to talk to them for a second, but I'll be back to you. I won't have them leave the room because it's too much to get rid of them and then bring them back, all right? So I understand that many of you are interested in turning your passion into a profession. And as someone who's been in this business a very long time, and I've had a lot of amazing experiences, I want to share with you a couple of things. First of all, I want you to repeat after me, I am resilient and I am valuable.
I am resilient and I am valuable.
And I say this to you, and I want you to say it to yourselves repeatedly as you head down the path with your career, because I think it's really important. And what I really want is I want you to tell your kids 30 years from now, there was this crazy old man at Radio City who told us this thing, and he told us to stick with it and repeat it to ourselves. But it's really important because there are so many things in this business that you simply can't control. There are times that you will go to an audition and you won't have a great day. Whether it's that you were dancing in a show the night before and you're exhausted and you didn't maybe perform as well as you'd hoped. But sometimes you go to an audition and it's simply out of your control. I have a friend from my touring Broadway days who's a wardrobe supervisor. And a couple years back, we had dinner between shows on a Saturday and she was the supervisor at Cinderella. And she said, oh, I met a Rockette this week. And she told me who she was, and she said, but we weren't able to hire her because she didn't fit in the clothes. And so what it was that they brought her in, liked her, loved her dance, loved what she could do, but she was replacing someone who was barely 5'3", and the clothing just didn't work, so she simply didn't get the job. So out of this young woman's control, but again, something in a harsh reality of the business. What I also think you need to do as you move forward is on Sunday night or Monday morning, you should say to yourselves, so what am I going to do this week to create opportunity for myself? Am I going to take a dance class? Am I going to take a voice class? Am I going to take an acting class? What auditions am I going to go to? Those are all really important things because you need to move forward in a very active manner. And it's a really important part of the process. Be aggressive and work hard at it. And by the way, when you get the job, Julie Brown can attest to this, you need to be on time, you need to be present, and most of all, you need to be nice. Be nice to all of those people. So, we're lucky at MSG because senior management believes in opportunity. And we had the New York Spring Spectacular last year. We took the audience feedback and the words from the critics, and they went back to the table, and they recreated it. And it created 10 weeks of work for 20 Rockettes as they redid numbers before we even went into rehearsal. So there are cool things like that. Interestingly enough, we were recently invited to perform at the Macy's 4th of July fireworks special. So we did a pre-tape of that doing Welcome to New York last Friday night. So interestingly enough, Pitbull was the act before us, who, as he came off the stage, he stopped and gave each of the Rockettes a kiss on the cheek because he assumed they were the same Rockettes that he danced with 2 years ago. They were not the same. great cool moment. But again, great opportunity. We recently sort of did a study of what we have offered women in terms of work. And in 2015, 63 of 80 Rockettes were offered work under the SAG-AFTRA agreement on television. So it's a pretty cool thing. And by the way, that's not a light investment on the part of Radio City. So I think it's a great thing. But in the spirit of opportunity, we wanted to do something that we've not done before here, which is we're going to today award 2 scholarships to the Summer Intensive Invitational Week for 2017. We're very excited about this group of women. Let me be clear, however, this is just the beginning of the scholarship process, so it doesn't mean that these are the only 2 scholarships awarded for the Invitational Week for 2017. And those 2 women are Taylor O'Connor and Allison Clark. She left the building. No, thank you, I'm not interested. This year, many of the women in this room attended our audition for the Christmas Spectacular this spring, and quite a number of them made it all the way to the end. And ladies, let me be clear with you that making it all the way to the end is a huge accomplishment, as you heard the stories of these women and other women that we may meet. It's pretty astounding. When we start the day with anywhere from 350 to 500 young women, to make it to the final stage of the room is a pretty cool thing. And I'm not sure if everyone in the room knows that over 50 young women have come out of this program and become Rockettes. Pretty cool. And today, we are delighted to add one more name to that list and offer Allison McKenzie a spot in the Christmas Spectacular for 2016.